Om Namah Shivaya friends, welcome to Dots of Destiny. Today's video about transit of Mercury in Aries and Taurus. Because Mercury has been stuck up with so many planets in Pisces from the last 2 months, there has been lot of delays in things, especially paperwork. Communications, there had been miscommunication, misunderstanding, all these things, journeys which are not good, not fructifying, not giving the exact results that is needed. Though it showed Venus in exaltation giving a Nij Bhanga to the Mercury, but still it didn't happen that so much because so many planets were already geared up in Pisces. So let's see how Mercury now fares well in Aries and Taurus, because Aries is a very fast Mercury running in towards Taurus in 15 days time. Aries is like a startup. Any times whenever a planet enters into Aries, it gives a good jump start to the area wherever the planet is ruling and whichever part it is situated, because it's a very intense hot sign and it gives the gusto or the energy to move forward. So some breakthroughs in interviews, in communications, in letterworks, in paperworks, in short journeys, whatever you wanted to start, maybe you couldn't start till now due to various conditions. Even Mars is also debilitated. So now from 7th of May onwards, you can see better days over there. Though Mars will take time to come out of its debilitation, yet only by 2nd June, still nonetheless, because Mercury reaches and Sun is waiting over there in exaltation, some better results will be seen for this transit of Mercury in Aries. Then Mercury moves to Taurus also. Mercury does well in Taurus. It's a earthy sign, and it's a, Mercury is a crafty businessman. So it gains its patience also over there. Aries Mercury is a little, hyper in its way. I can put it in that way. Activity is a little heightened over there. It's because the intensity of Aries is like that. In Taurus, it is more, taking time, understanding, getting the resources, knowing what to do, and then moving forward into Gemini, which should be a very good transit of Mercury Jupiter. See, the times we are in troubled times, no doubt about that, but a hint of hope, a ray of better days can be taken to our advantage, because this problem, whatever we are facing at the scenario, will not go away very soon. We have to deal with it. So we have to find slots where we can, augur our whatever projects or things we have in our hand. So in my opinion, this transit of Mercury in Aries and Taurus, I'll be talking for both the signs, and Sun will also be there. So this Buddhaditya Yoga also will be good and giving better results for most of the ascendants. It should. And then later Mercury in Gemini will require another video. For the stock markets people also, the fast movement of Mercury indicates some kind of activity in the market area, in the Sensex Nifty. So better days, I feel it should happen. The Jupiter is also changing sign. Rahu Ketu will also in the meantime change sign. The problem with this year's market is that it is always bumping high and coming down. There is jolt of action, jolt of down and upgradation. Both is happening at the same time. So still May, June is, I feel technically it should not be bad. July again sees problem with Mars Ketu coming together. Some action which is not very wanted, we know, can happen and go into the unfavorable, jump, coming or diving down, going south of the market. So the recovery of the market can be good with Mercury gaining speed and moving in better direction. Hope that happens so. But in this video, let us find out what this two transit holds for each of the ascendant in Aries and Taurus. Mercury swift movement, 7th of May to 22nd May, it will be in Aries, then 22nd May to the 1st, I think 7th of June it will be, or 5th of June it will be in Taurus. So very fast movement. Let us see how it affects all the 12 ascendants. the Aries ascendant, Mercury is moving from your 12th house to the first house. In the first house, when the third and the sixth lord is transiting with Sun, because Sun is there still for 1 week, it is a good time to think and contemplate about your different actions that you're roaring to go now. Because see, you have been, I know Aries ascendant has been going through very tough situations because Mars has a long time of debilitation. So for Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Cancer, it's been a long struggle time till now. From the last September, October, it started like that. So this is a time to understand, because Sun is there. See, you may be having difficulties with maybe your health is not very good. Maybe you're dealing, if you're running a phase of Mercury, if there is a Antardasha, Pratyantardasha, definitely this is a very important transit for you. Mercury coming out of its long time debilitation. So if you're going for planning for short journeys, if you are, you know you have to do it, you had been waiting for interviews, you had some problem in the workplace, you want to voice your opinions over there, there is some disputes that is going on in your life. Whenever Mars comes into debilitation, then definitely there is some problem in the home area, health part, with the maybe your, if you wanted to buy real estates, getting loans, short distance journeys, your communication at your workplace, all these things could have taken a toll. Maybe your finances, you were thinking what to do. So now this is a good time to, if you want, if you have already understood from the Pisces transit of Mercury now what action to take, you can slowly go into taking the action. Though sometimes it can feel a roadblock ahead, because see, Mercury is after all the third lord. Aries people do not much listen to advices, so it's okay, that is how the nature is. You should understand by yourself now, Sun being there with Mercury most of the time in Aries and in Taurus, that if you need resources, how to utilize it, how to go with your maybe Rogrin Shatru, your sixth lord. So your court cases, your loans, if you have any disease related thing, and also the third lord, where to put the efforts in the family, in the financial area, about your things, whatever it is, the progression of the third, till now maybe your efforts were not at all getting any result. Now the efforts can slowly start giving you results in the field that you are looking towards. That can well happen at this moment of time, because the third lord getting stuck in the 12th house means all your efforts has gone for a toss. It means that, and your Lagna lord is debilitated also for a very long time. Now when the Sun has already been there on the Lagna, Mercury comes, you can have some intellectual insights, maybe some guidance can also be provided. You can talk, you can communicate with the people who provide a guidance with you, and then you can take your own decisions, because after all, Marsian sign with third lord being Mercury, they listen to their own. So take your decisions regarding yourself, regarding different your Rogrin Shatru, regarding your journeys, regarding where to put the money, how to make yourself secure. All these things will be the theme of Mercury in the first and the second house. Nonetheless, it's an active transit, in the sense it is not very, I cannot say it's an awesome transit for you, Mercury being the Trishadya lord, but still it is a transit where you will feel that yes, now you are going towards a point, you are understanding what to do, where to execute, what to do, and how to move forward. That is very important. And so this is the beginning of it. By that time, Jupiter will come into third, Rahu will come into 11th, the planets are getting scattered. This is the time to begin something which the insights and experience that already you have accumulated in the 12th house, non-moving phase of your till now, whatever has been going on, it was a very stagnant field. Now you can move. Taurus ascendant, the transit of Mercury is in the 12th house and in the first house. Now see, when 7th Mercury reaches the 12th house, there can be some stagnation for you. Maybe you want to move ahead, but some things regarding your 5th house matters, because Mercury is the 5th lord and the second lord. So some money can be, you have to spend some money. Maybe you have to give some money or spend it to get some work done. Otherwise the work is not moving. So even suppose your educational thing can take a little bit of downturn over here for 2 weeks or 20, like that, 7th to 22nd. So you can feel that you are not, because luck is not favoring over here when Mercury is in the 12th for you in Aries. But wait, because it's a very short transit and Sun and Mercury both will be reaching your Lagna. So the 4th and the 5th lord reaching your Lagna from the 22nd of May month will show some better results, and you will be able to get the things that you desire now from the 5th house. Maybe it is your maybe certificate related thing. Mercury is also certificates, maybe education. You wanted to take a education and you want to go for it. Some kind of stagnancy is seen in the process. All these things by the later half of May will get into action. So till then you have to be a little patient with the Mercury being in the 12th house with Sun, because Mercury in the 12th house, though the sign is Aries, but it gives a lot of overthinking patterns, and it is because it is the original sign of debilitation in the 12th house. It is still a roadblock. Maybe communications are not very clear. Maybe whatever you want to, a letter, a communication, a job offer, a salary slip, or whatever may have been stuck by this transit of Mercury in Aries. This Aries point of Mercury is not very good for you, Taurus ascendant, but once it comes once to the Lagna, you'll feel much more confident. It will be aspected by Saturn. You will feel much more confident. You will know what to do. Confident in the sense, realistically, you will feel more confident. And maybe you listen to some advice also at this moment of time, Sun and Mercury, when it is on the Lagna. So 22nd May, when Sun Mercury joins on the Lagna to provide you better insights, because see, Mercury, after all, whichever house lord it is, ultimately it is the intelligence. 12th house is a little bit overthinking pattern and not actually finding the solution many times. So when it comes in the first house in an earthy sign, it gives you the solution. It gives you whatever thing you were waiting for, whether monetary, whether a money offer, whether any partnership, whether any certificates, whether any courses, whether any education, you're sitting for an exam. All these things will be favored from 22nd of May onwards. So wait for that time. Till now, it's especially if you're running a governing position of Mercury Antardasha, Pratyantardasha, this could be a little bit of problem from the point that I'm talking now till 22nd of May. It's still a loitering phase, not a phase of, conclusively coming into a conclusion. So wait till the time, and then you'll have a better time 22nd May onwards, and you'll be able to decide better and get the results also better. Gemini ascendants, it is your 11th house that Mercury will come after the 10th house debilitation transit of the Lagna Lord. Very important. Your gains can find some, maybe if you are looking for the, everybody is looking for gains, not that, because Mars, your 11th Lord, is debilitated. You may find the certain problems happening with your, finding a better solution regarding your 11th house matters, which is gains, desires, long-term goals, and all this. Once your Lagna Lord comes into the 11th house, you will get with Sun. You will get some, gatherings, meetings, networkings that will lead to that kind of a thing. It can give you some special gains, some sudden gains also. Fast forward movement, as Gemini is also very fast forward sign, and Aries is also that. So you will be able to do some, you'll feel somewhat a little free. But then again, see, when Mercury moves into the 12th house, some more contemplation is needed. On the 22nd of May, it moves into the 12th house of Taurus with Sun. So here it is not a very, because your Lagna Lord, your 10th Lord moving into the sign, your Lagna Lord and your 4th Lord moving into the 12th house. Some things can again see a little bit roadblock ahead. Ultimately, when Mercury comes on the Lagna, it will be a much better position, and it is a good time. We'll talk about that in June month. But as of now, from 7th to 22nd of May, it is a good time for you. Mercury going into the 11th house with Sun. Your networking, your friend circles can give you, better days, in the sense that they can help you out in whatever pursuits you had been thinking. It's your Lagna Lord. And if you're running a Mercury Dasha, Pratyantar or Antardasha at this point of time, it will be even more gainful. Going into the 12th house, some expenditure that is regarding you putting into, for yourself, some expenditure, maybe health regime, maybe some foreign connections, maybe some visiting somewhere, maybe whatever it is, you are spending something that is regarding you or your home front. That can also happen. Spending means always not that it is useless spending. So it's a mixed, it's a mixed thing that is happening. 11th house transit and 12th house transit, mixed kind of a thing. 60% good, 40% not. Maybe you can feel a little bit of more, you have expenses at this point of time. That can happen. But once Mercury comes onto the Lagna, you will have a even better, and Jupiter is coming on the Lagna. It is a very special transit of Jupiter and Saturn in the Kendra for the Gemini people. But nonetheless, it is a fast forward movement. Maybe till now, many people have been feeling stuck, though definitely you being a Gemini ascendant can feel that a lot of things had been on a hold at this moment, because your Lagna Lord is moving fast forward till the month of July. A lot of things will fall into place, and you will take some actions definitely regarding them to make them happen, and most probably the actions will be correct, because it is also creating a Buddha-Aditya Yoga. Sun is there with Mercury in the process. So best of luck for the transit, Gemini. Cancer ascendants, the Mercury from your 9th house is coming into the 10th house. 10th house Mercury is crafty. It knows what to do and what skills to develop, so that it takes some decisions regarding the professional front. This is good. 11th house transit from Aries to Taurus is also good. 11th Mercury is also, your networks will be able to help you. Now see, one thing about Cancer ascendants is that Mercury is the 12th Lord. It is not a very good planet for you. Right. So it is the 3rd Lord and the 12th Lord. Now 3rd Lord and the 12th Lord, when it comes on the 10th house, a change of job related, professional related, skills related things, you have to upgrade yourself, that can come into your picture. That can very much happen. And Cancer ascendants, I think many people had been troubled by the long prolonged Mars debilitation in Cancer and Gemini. Both the positions are not good for you. So here is the time where little bit of, if you're specially running Mercury Dasha, Antardasha, Pratyantar Dasha, you will get some benefit of Mercury in the 10th house, though it is the 12th Lord. But yes, a change of job, a change of perspective regarding your professional matters, how to go now, carry on, because it's a new journey of Mercury. Whenever any planet moves from Pisces to Aries, it is a new journey that it is starting. So it is how you will look into the thing now, and you will know, and because the Sun is there, the second Lord being there will be able to make you understand which pockets to develop, what to do in your professional front. 11th Mercury in Taurus, in Mercury and Sun in Taurus is also a good transit. It can give in some expenses, but also some group activities which can give you, augur your, it can give growth to your networks, it can give growth to your profits, it can, all these things can happen. Though some expenses or change of things is also seen, because the effort Lord, it both again the Trishadaya Lord, 3rd and the 12th. So it is not an easy planet for you, understanding that, but still 10th and 11th house Mercury as a planet does well. So here you'll get better to a mixed result. It's not a bad transit. Sun Buddhaditya Yoga forming in the Kendra and in the 11th house, professionally it should have some breakthroughs for you, definitely, because many Cancer people had been going through a long prolonged time of, you know, professionally and monetarily lot of problems have been built up already for a very long time. So here some breakthrough is seen, definitely. 11th house Sun Mercury is also good regarding your desire fulfillment, whatever thing it can be, materialistical, because Taurus is a materialistically good sign. So some kind of desire fulfillment can be seen over here. Good for the Taurus, for the Cancer ascendants. Leo, Mercury is a friend for your Lagna Lord Sun. So it is the holder of the 2nd and the 11th Lord. The money factor comes in, definitely. So here it is moving into your 9th and then into your 10th house. It is a good transit, no doubt about that. You will go for, see, Mercury alone in the 9th house is not a very good thing, but when it comes in cross with the Lagna Lord Sun, you get greater insights, philosophies, learnings, getting into admissions. If you are looking for that, you can go for traveling and all these things, and money factor also helps you. It comes into, you know, it comes better than what it was. The 8th house Mercury for Leo Lagna is not bad, debilitation, but then it is aspecting its own 2nd house. It is not bad, but still it had been in a stagnant position with going retrograde with so many big planets, Saturn, Rahu and all. Now it is ultimately free, at least. So monetary flow can come easily in the 9th house and in the 10th house also. 10th house Sun Mercury is a very good transit, actually. Sun going into 10th itself is good, and then Mercury coming over there, your craftsmanship increases very much. You are crafty now, you know how to handle the situation, and this flow of Mercury in 9th, 10th, 11th is good. And if you are running a dasha, antardasha of Mercury, this time has to be utilized very well, because again July month Mercury will come into retrograde in the sign of Cancer, watery sign. So there is again some delays over there can be found. So better use this time when Sun is in Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Mercury also running with it, along with it, because we cannot forget the Saturn is in the 8th house. Some delays, difficulties and all these things can be faced in the professional area, in the learning area, in admissions, in, you know, doing good in competitive examinations, all these things. But this time it is favorable to learn something, upgrade yourself, your skills, your professional front. All these things will give good result. It's a good transit of 9th and 10th Mercury. Then 11th also, I'll talk about that later when Jupiter comes with Mercury in Gemini. So good going Leo at this point of time. Virgo ascendants, it is your Lagna Lord. Now Lagna Lord coming out from the 7th house to the 8th house in Aries. 8th house Mercury is not good, in the sense it is in Aries, and Aries is the sign which is, you know, your Lagna Lord is not at all, it's not a benefic with Mars. So Mars is not a good planet for Virgo. Mercury coming here can see sudden changes happening in a very short span of time, because it is 14 days Mercury will be in Aries from 7th to 22nd of May. But you should have a check on your health regarding any problems that can give a fall, you know, sudden defamation, sudden attack from the attack, in the sense, in a, you know, people trying to do something bad with you, some manipulation, some kind of thing. These things happens when Mercury comes into the 8th house, because Lagna Lord in the 8th house in Aries, not a very good arrangement. That is a matter of fact. Yes, when it comes into the 9th house, it is better. But since it is your Lagna Lord and it is your 10th Lord also, some changes, if you were looking for changes, it can come suddenly. But it may be so that the changes are not exactly how you wanted them to be, because it's an 8th house. 8th house Lagna Lord, however short time it is, it gives kind of a transformation, and transformation in the sense sometimes some certain things you have to come into acceptance with this transit, especially if you have a governing dasha of Mercury at this point of time with Antar dasha and Pratyantar dasha mainly. Ninth Mercury Sun is better. It is good and it will give you insights, long distance journeys if you want to go for higher studies, if you were thinking of that, all these things will be favored. And then it will be the 10th Mercury in June, which I'll talk about later as Jupiter makes it transits to Gemini. So overall this transit is, I cannot say very good transit, though the situation about the Virgo ascendants is not bad. Saturn and Jupiter coming into Kendra, Rahu Ketu changing sign, all this is good. But these two, the presently the 8th, because Mercury was in long time debilitation, lot of problem with relationship front also Virgo had, partnership, relationship, all these things. Now going into the 8th house, suddenly your health also can come under the scanner. So a little bit of time you have to wait. By the end of May, things will be okay. As of now, when I'm speaking, towards the end of May, things will become much better. And in the June month, definitely it is a very good transit of Mercury and Jupiter in the 10th house. So till then, take a little bit 1 month of caution regarding your health and well-being and your changes in the professional front. If they are not very good also, you have to go with the flow at this point of time. Later, you will find it will be adding some some growth to your overall well-being. Libra ascendants, Mercury is now coming into your 7th house Aries and then to your 8th house Taurus. Now see, the Bhagya Lord coming into the 7th house is not bad, but Mercury also rules your 12th house. Here there are certain things that needs to be understood. Some with the partner there can be some issues during this transit, though with the help of your luck you can make some partnership work over here if you had been looking out for that, because Libra people usually they are businessmen, they do that kind of a thing, or any deals, not only business deals, any deals, maybe negotiating in the official front, salary things, some contracts, certain things, whatever that deals with negotiations and all this. Sun Mercury over here can give you a touch for that. You can be very diplomatic and you will be able to get through the process. But as far as a relationship front in the personal area is concerned, it's not a very good time, because Sun being the 11th lord, and Sun is very anti, not a good friend of Venus. It is in the 7th house with Mercury, the 12th lord. It is not a very good time for personal things. Yes, if you want to communicate something bluntly, that can be done at this point of time regarding your relationships. Now then, going into the 8th house, now see, till now you had because Trikon Lord was coming into the 7th house. Now as it goes to the 8th house, you cannot run any kind of risk at this point of time taking the help of your fortune, because it is 12th from the 9th. So here your any risk taking ability should be curbed at this point of time. Whatever you had been dealing with, negotiations and all, can come with a twist and turn and all this. Especially why I'm saying this, because you are running a debilitated Mars in the 10th house. So again, Libra had been facing many kind of job related, profession related, contractual things, where the contracts begin, where it ends, what kind of salary you are looking out for, competitive things, all these things are taken care, because the Mars being in debilitation in the 10th house, you are not in a position where your resources are not very great in the 10th house. So that's the reason when Mercury comes into the 7th house with Sun, you can process a better contract with the people with the help of Bhagya. But the same Mercury, when it goes into the 8th house, you are not much in control of the situation. So what is meant by that is the 7th of May to 22nd May is a better period for you professionally, contractual, traveling abroad, or all these things. But then when Mercury goes in the 8th house with Sun, here there at this point of time you should just tie up your hands and sit. Mercury and the ninth lord and the 11th lord coming into the 8th house is not very good. Money can slip out of you. Do not take risk, do not take unnecessary any kind of decision at this point of time should not be taken. Just remain status quo for these 2 weeks. Nearly by 5th of June, 7th of June, Mercury will be in Gemini in the 3rd house with Jupiter. Then it is a better time for, whatever, whether it's a examination thing, whether it is your understanding of things, whether, executing something, putting in effort, whatever it is, that is better from June onwards. May, it is a little topsy-turvy story for the Libra ascendant, because even your Lagna Lord is also in Pisces still now. 6th, it is so be very careful with Rogrin Shatru. How to deal with people, what decisions to take, no risk taking at all, because the 12th lord coming into the 8th, and it can be a sudden change of things. So better to risky, both these factors are there, especially if you're running a Mercury Antardasha Pratyantar Dasha. Another thing is that because Libra ascendants are very much they like going into relationships, they need relationship. The communication in the 7th house when Sun Mercury is there can be a little because the sign is Aries, it can be a little fiery. Control your temper at this point of time, because Sun in the 7th is Dikshunyam. Though it is in Aries, it does not give good result over here. Yes, Buddhaditya Yoga it forms, so you will be able to judge what to say, because the 7th lord is constantly in debilitation. Lot of relationship issues also are seen when 7th lord is in debilitation in the 10th house. Maybe partners area is also not very stable at this point of time. So judge the situation, go with the flow. You'll get a good judgment, because Sun Mercury in the Kendra gives a good judgment. But at the same time in the 8th house, but yes, many new things can unfold also. At this point of time, new things or sudden unfolding or changing of things can also happen. It's a very mixed transit, cannot say good or bad, because Venus Lagna Lord is in the 6th house, the Bhagya Lord then goes to the 8th house. So these two positions shows that some kind of internalized struggle can also happen. So let the time pass and let Venus come into the 7th house by the end of May, and Mercury go into Gemini by the first week of June. Then onwards things look much better. Mars also going into the 11th house. So till then, take good care. Scorpio ascendants, Mercury is now in your 6th house. The 8th and the 11th lord, the 11th and 10th lord both in the 6th house. 6th house area can see a boost, though Mercury is not a very good planet, definitely, because the 8th and the 11th lord, it is the Trikbhava lord. But then see, Mercury and Sun in the 6th give you an insight. That is what I've seen generally, because Sun is in good position and Mercury joining there from 7th of May, it gives a time where you know how to handle the things of the 6th house. Rogrin Shatru, loan, dealing with your co-workers, dealing with your official situations, anything. This gives a edge to you, a better edge. Yes, Mars is debilitated, that is one point. You can feel that still the full gusto is not happening for you, the full energy that you need is not being provided, but still the 6th house Sun Mercury can create necessary regime change in you. If your health is not very good, if your vitality is not very good, if a competition is also very good, Sun Mercury in the 6th house, you will where you can judge well at this point of time. So this is nonetheless not a bad transit. The 11th lord in the 6th house, some disputes can be seen, but then competition wise it is good, health wise following a new regime is good, dealing with the co-workers, knowing what to say, what not to say. Don't be too much aggressive with your speech, because Mercury is also the speech. All these things are favored in the 6th house. Now when Sun Mercury come into the Kendra, that is the 10th and the 11th lord coming into the Kendra, this is good. Actually, earthy sign Taurus housing Sun Mercury is a good transit. You can have good talk with the partner. Maybe professionally you meet with somebody, and also contractually it is good, because Mercury is crafty planet, and in Taurus the deals, Taurus is Venusian sign, right? So you can strike a deal at this point of time. Now with relationship wise it's a different thing, and I'm talking in business wise it's a different thing. But nonetheless, the Kendra transit of the 10th and the 11th Lord is not bad aspecting the Lagna. It will give you some insight and betterment, and you will be able to judge what to do and what not to do at this point of time. It is a good transit, it is a better transit. In the 6th, Sun Mercury, and then in the 7th. Then in the 8th, when Mercury goes with Jupiter, we'll talk about that later in the month of June. Let's see. That is maybe it's a monetary transit, but certain risks are also there. So please follow a good regime. If you want to change the job, that can well happen at this point of time. Scorpio is also one of the ascendants. The 10th house is, because Saturn was aspecting, there's been job changes and all. Now Ketu is coming, a change of job can well happen. You will take decisions at this point of time. The decisions will be good. The decisions will be given by your, you will be able to judge the situation where what to go towards what direction, and sudden good results regarding your professional front can also be expected when Sun Mercury comes into Taurus. So I feel it's a good transit for the Scorpio, for Mercury and Sun in 6th and 7th. Coming to Sagittarius ascendants, in the 5th house, Sun Mercury in the 5th house, it's a good transit. You have, whether it's your love affairs, whether it's your children can do really well. If you want to go for studying something, if you had been waiting for any certificates, that can come in. If you're looking for name, fame, if you had done the job and now you're looking for any promotion, anything, you can get that. Well, that can happen with you. You can start communicating very well. If you need to communicate something, open talk with your loved ones, with your progeny, with your for asking for a promotion, all these things are favored in the Sun Mercury in the 5th house. It is a good transit actually over there. Then Mercury comes into the 6th house. 6th house, because it is the 7th Lord and it is the 10th Lord. Now here a shift in these matters can be felt for a short period of time. You may be, you may be speaking with your co-workers. You may be dealing with the kind of things which Sun Mercury is there in Taurus. So competition, you can go for you can see better days over here. Competition wise, Sun Mercury is good. You are intelligently, you're handling the competition. You are saying the things which is required at this point of time through your co-workers, even whatever it is, in what kind of, maybe even in examination, written examinations also, any kind of competitive things, because though Sun is the Bhagya Lord, Sun gives some kind of a little bit ego flaring. Mercury being there, it does, but still Sun Mercury works good in 6th house. It is because Sun and Mercury both they do good in Artha Trikons. So 6th house, I cannot say it's a bad transit. 5th house is a very good transit. 6th is also not a bad transit. If you had been looking for changes or different, or in whether your partner could also be looking for, because it is a 7th Lord also. If any health checkup is required, these things, it sometimes give allergy related problem or certain these kind of Mercury chest area allergy related, it can, but it is a good transit nonetheless. From 7th of May to the 5th of June, I think it will go into your 7th house. That is also a good transit for Mercury in the Kendra. So as of now, your ascendant Lord is also going into 7th, and Sun Mercury transit is also looking good. Only Mars is the factor in the 8th house. You are going through some kind of a change that is inevitable when Sun goes into when Mars goes into the 9th house in Leo and Rahu Ketu changes sign. But nonetheless, it's a good transit in the 5th and the 6th house with Sun Mercury being there together. Capricorn ascendants. Capricorn, Mercury is your Bhagya Lord. Now, Bhagya Lord coming into the Aries, your 4th house, it is 6th, 8th from the 9th house. This transit in the 4th house of Mercury Sun is your 8th Lord. this is not good. It can create different kind of ego at the home front. Sun is dikshunya over here. Sun is not at all good in the fourth house. Mercury comes here, the sign is Aries, some kind of flaring of ego, some issue related to your property, your home atmosphere, or if you want to take a chance with your fortune, you should not do it now. Anything which you want to go with the just on the basis of the fortune help will not work over here, because the ninth lord is and the sixth lord also, right? So it is in the fourth house. So it is not a good transit in the fourth house. But yes, if only you talk about sitting and studying and doing some thing which needs attention in the home front, that can be done, because Mercury Sun in the fourth house gives the concentration level for if you are going for examination, anything that can increase. Then Sun Mercury coming into your fifth house is good, though it is the sixth lord, but ninth lord coming into the fifth house, from its position it is coming now ninth. It is a good transit in Taurus for Sun Mercury. So here you can take up a new course, you can feel loved with your affairs, you can have an open talk with your progeny, you can feel good over here, Sun and Mercury being here. There'll be a change, in the fourth house transit and in the fifth house transit, especially if you are running an Antardasha or Pratyantardasha of Mercury, there will be a change that you will feel in these two transits. It's very, very much significant it will be, though the transit is very fast, crisp and short, because 7th to 22nd May Mercury is in your fourth house. From 22nd May it is coming into your fifth house for another first week of 5th or 7th of June. Then it will move into the 6th house with Jupiter. But all in all, Capricorn ascendants, one is a good transit, one is not so good. It's a 50-50 transit. Fourth house, you have to be careful. Other than people who are in education field, they can do well with fourth house Sun Mercury. Otherwise, it is not a very good 8th and 9th lord in the fourth house, not very good, because it is forming a 6th 8th from the 9th house. But 5th, when it comes Sun Mercury, it is a good transit that you will face over here. And you can even for trading and all these things, if you want to take decision at that point of time, 22nd May onwards, it can favor you. Your decision will be right, your investments will be correct, you can go on with that. Aquarius ascendants, Aries is your third house, your fifth lord and your eighth lord. Now here, fifth and eighth lord coming together, certain decisions will be sudden. Your efforts, you should be able to see. Third house Sun Mercury is good, putting efforts, putting journeys, but where you are putting the effort, that is also important, because from the eighth house, your third house is 6th 8th. So you have to understand from where is the effort, wherever I'm putting, is it fruitful? Am I looking, because see, whenever Mercury jumps into the sign of Aries from Pisces, it is raring to go. Your communication can be good, your interviews can go well, your short distance journeys can go well, but you cannot do things just relying on your faith. That you cannot do, because Venus is still in Pisces. It is from the 9th house, it is again 6 8. So, and Mercury is the fifth lord. So Sun Mercury is in nice position in the third house, but what I think you will be able to judge your decisions well, because it is the eighth lord also, understanding that. Now when it comes into Taurus, it is a good thing for the, especially for people who are studying and going for examination, any good things happening at home, any griha pravesh or any that kind of a thing, property related things, sellings of property, all these things can be done at that point of time. It is a wholesome transit, not bad, because the Kendra lord and the fifth lord, the fifth and the seventh lord coming into the 4th house. Some good home environment it can give at that point of time, 22nd May onwards. Then when Jupiter and Mercury meets in the month of June in the 5th house, it's a very good time actually. So 3rd and 4th transit of Mercury is not bad, especially if you're governing a dasha at this point of time. Regarding Mercury, like Antardasha or Pratyanta Dasha, the effect will be more, your efforts will be more, you have to do journeys if you take at this time, it will be good. Yeah, there can be sudden changes also, you have to cope up with that because it is the 8th lord. But then the transit of Mercury is very fast and crisp in these 2 months, not even 2 months, from 7th of May to 22nd May, it will be in the 3rd house, 22nd May to 7th of June or 5th of June, it will be in the 4th house. So it's a very fast transit of Mercury now. Make the most of it at this point of time. Your decisions will be good. I hope your home front will feel better. If you are, because Mars is in the, it is in the 6th house, you may be facing some competition. So hope that competition goes well with your judgment and your effort, because Sun Mercury forms a good yoga and you'll be able to focus and do better, because 5th lord was in very long time in debilitation. So hope best of luck to the Aquarius people. Pisces, Mercury is again your Kendra lord, the 3rd lord, sorry, the 4th lord and the 7th lord. Now it is coming into the 2nd house. 2nd house, when it comes Mercury and Sun in the 2nd, creates some disturbances with the 7th house affairs, because it is 6-8 from there. So you can have some, some conclusively, if something you have to discuss with your partner, that will not come to a conclusion. It may take some time. When Sun Mercury come into the 8th house, the 3rd house in Taurus, the negotiation will be well, because Taurus is a earthy sign. As of now, focus will be on your wealth, and how, because Sun is also there, so whenever Sun goes, it gives you a light over there. So your monetary things, your speech will be good at this point of time. One thing that is a saving grace is that whatever disputes you have regarding the 7th house matters, because Saturn is aspecting the 7th house, Rahu and Ketu is still there, but your speech will be very crisp, and also whatever is need to be said, it will be said. So that is good. And monetary factor also, that can also be not, it'll give, because Mercury does well in the 2nd house with Sun. It's forming a Buddha-Ditta yoga also. 3rd house, when Sun Mercury comes, it shows some desires can get fulfilled, but maybe it can be simple journeys. It can be shift from due to your professional, your 4th house, because 4th lord is going 12th from the 4th house. It can see a shift of place. If you had been looking for some change in the neighborhood, that can happen. And obviously when Mercury comes into the 4th house with Jupiter, at that point it is even better for home front. So it is a mixed transit for you, but not bad in the sense it's a very fast transit. So a little, if you disagree also with your partners or business associates or what, it will be taken care by the next transits of Mercury in Taurus and Gemini. So nothing much to worry about if you are running an Antardasha or Pratyanta Dasha of Mercury at this point of time, because Mercury has come out of debilitation by 7th of May, and it will continue a very fast forward run in the month of May and June. So it is better transit, Pisces, for you. So yeah, and Jupiter is also making a transit. It will be a good transit for Jupiter in the Kendra too. So this was the transit of Mercury in both the signs of Aries and Taurus. Next video we'll see some other things. For then, till then friends, goodbye from my end. Have a good time and take care.